Joining us now to break down the current outlook on Capitol Hill is Congressman Ralph Norman, the congressman who was just reelected to serve South Carolina's 5th congressional district. So, Congressman, first, I want to congratulate you on your victory, but we now know that Republicans do look like they are going to gain some seats in the House of Representatives. I'm sure that comes as good news for many people. I know they wanted to take back the House, but at the very least, Democrats did not add on to the majority that they already had. So I want to get your reactions to not only the House of Representatives, but the 2020 election in total.
Well, you know, the Democrats, Alex, thought it was going to be a blue wave. They thought they were going to, add seats to the House. We had to flip 17 to get control, and we may not get there, but we're going to add a lot to it. And people just weren't buying their philosophy. I think Nancy Pelosi for the last 2 years has been ineffective. I'm sure you listened to their online dialogue where they were saying we're not going to have socialism. It's not going to be brought up. She just has got the wrong platform and the wrong message, and I think she's going to pay a price on this. It would be shocking if she gets reelected. Although for Republicans, she's good for us because she's so extreme. Now, where it goes from there, I don't know. But in South Carolina, it was a great day for Lindsey Graham, particularly with the amount of money spent against him. With the presidential race, that will play out as it is. It's hard to believe that we picked up seats in the House, we held the Senate, and we could possibly not have the man that has done a tremendous job with, despite headwinds that very few people could have stood up to.
And all of those things, too, I think it's worth noting the calendar a little bit because Republicans were defending more seats in the Senate, for example. Democrats thought that they were going to build on their majority in the House, but now a lot of people are saying that this sets up a red wave of sorts for 2022, acknowledging the fact that Republicans won't have to defend as many seats in the Senate. Republicans might have a little bit of momentum going into the midterms against a possible Biden administration, in which case, typically, you do see gains on the other side of the aisle. So do you think that Republicans are actually in a better spot than I think a lot of people are giving them credit for right now?
You know, that's an interesting point. I agree that the positive of all of this is particularly that the great candidates that we have that are coming on to in this last election showed that our recruitment is good. I think our message is right. People do not want to be controlled by China or the ideas that this left has. They want a wall. They want low taxes. They want less government. And you're right. We're going to build on that wave. And actually, it starts 12 months from now. We serve 2-year terms. In 12 months, the campaign will start, and you'll have candidates that I think will surprise you on our side. And I see the Democrats being disunited. I think they're fighting with each other. I think you've got the far left wing with AOC and Rashida Tlaib and Omar. Then you've got the more centrist. And it's going to be a bloodbath within their party.
And you bring up a really interesting point, because if you were to listen to CNN, MSNBC, for example, they were expecting a complete repudiation, as they put it, of Trumpism politics, saying that this is the time for Republicans maybe to go back to the way things were. But we did not get that at all. I mean, we see that a lot of the Trump-endorsed candidates won. We saw that President Trump is right now in a very competitive presidential race, waiting for the outcome of that as well. But you're right. On the Democratic side of the aisle, there does seem to be more fractures. It seems like the progressive wing of the party is adversarial towards the establishment wing of the party, the more moderate brand, as many people are putting it. Do you think that is an advantage for Republicans, that they do seem a little bit more united in their party right now?
We're definitely united. I mean, I've been on the phone calls with the caucus members. Kevin McCarthy is excited. Tom Emmer, who heads the NRCC, is very excited. And I see this as a real positive opportunity for us, because we've got to take advantage of it. But I think we will. And I think with under Harris and Biden, I mean, look at the crowds that Donald Trump attracted like no other person in the history of campaigns. 20 and 30,000 people. That didn't just come from nowhere. It came from people being excited. They believed in what he was doing. And compared to Joe Biden, who stayed in his basement, who just could not attract a crowd anywhere near what President Trump did. So I think if President Trump, if he ends up losing, I think he will be active. I think he's got such a great part to play. He built this party to date, and that's where the Democrats do not understand it. There's a disconnect with them and the American people.
You're exactly right. And I think that so often Democrats do want to make it about President Trump that they forget about, for example, this election cycle, I think it's right now 66 million people have come out in support of President Trump. I mean, there is a huge demographic there that needs to be addressed. And so many of those in the media and in Democratic circles want to make it about President Trump without addressing the people that put him in office. So I want to ask you, if in a hypothetical Biden administration, I know we're still waiting on calls, things of that nature, but there is a chance that Joe Biden will win the presidency. So what does your role mean in that type of position? We know that, for example, Democrats really obstructed the president's agenda when they took back the House of Representatives. What does it look like to be a Republican in the House, or maybe even for your Senate colleagues as well, under a potential Biden administration?
Well, what's different about the Republicans, we don't hate Joe Biden. I do not like his ideas. I do not like what he proposes. I think what you'll see from the Republican Party, they will be united. We will fight his ideas. We will fight for the same things that President Trump did: less government, less taxes, make the country safe, not defund the police. You fund the police, and you'll see those continue. We're going to hold the Senate. They will be the backstop for it, and I think within a year you will see it ramp it up for us to take the House over completely, which I think we'll do.
Yeah, and in fact, even some of your colleagues in a private conversation with caucus leaders yesterday was saying that defund the police may have cost a lot of Congress members on the Democratic side of the aisle their jobs altogether. So I think a lot of those members are rethinking the slogan as well and saying, you know what, maybe some of these radical ideas were not only bad for our re-election prospects, but maybe at the end of the day, bad for the American people as well. But Representative Norman, I really appreciate you coming on the program. Once again, congratulations on your victory. I know we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.